Hello and welcome to Raquel Teaches Code. In today's lesson, I'm going to be teaching you how to insert different kinds of media items into a web page. So I'm going to go over how to insert a YouTube video as well as how to insert items that you can download from a website called Pixabay.com that provides royalty-free media items that you can display and play on your web page. So let's get started. First, we're just going to take a quick look here at the code editor. I've created a simple base for the web page, and we can see what that looks like over here. There's no content, it's blank. The only thing that is visible is the title of the web page, which I've indicated with the title tag here in the HTML. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be inserting code here in the body section of the HTML document to display or to embed the YouTube video. So the way that we can do that is we can go back to our web browser and we go to YouTube. Now I've gone ahead and searched for a video that I want to embed just for this example. So when you're on YouTube, every YouTube video will have an option for sharing it. Now, please note that this is for full-length videos. As far as I can tell as of today, this option is not available for any video shorts or in the short format. So make sure you're actually trying to embed a full-length video. All right, so when you're on a video on YouTube, underneath the video, you will see an option here called share that has an arrow on it. And when you click the share option, one of the available options is called embed. This embed option, when you click it, will provide code that you can use in your HTML document to embed this video on your web page. So the convenient thing about this option is that it gives a copy button that will just select and copy all the code that's there that you can then paste into your document. It also gives you an additional option where you can embed the video so that it starts at a particular point in the video. So if you know that you want this video to start playing, say, a minute or two in, you can indicate that with this checkbox and that option. But for our example, we're just going to embed the video so that it plays from the very beginning. So I've gone ahead and tap that copy button so that I can copy the code. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the code editor and I'm going to paste this code in the body section of the HTML document. So to do that, I'm just going to paste the code that I just copied. So you can paste it by pressing Control V or Command V, or if you want to use the menus, you can always go to the edit menu and use the paste option. Okay, so in here, I'm just going to go ahead and press Control V. All right, and now the code that I just copied is pasted in here. This type of code is called an iframe code. And what that does is that it creates what's essentially a second window within your web page to display video content. So let's go ahead and see what this looks like. I'm going to save the changes here, and then I'm going to go back to the browser and let's just close this and let's go to here, the web page, and let's refresh and see what happens. All right, so now we see that the video is there, and if we click the play button, right, the video begins to play. Perfect, that's exactly what we wanted. All right, so that's how you insert a video from YouTube. But what if we want to insert other things, right? So one of the websites out here on the internet that's available for downloading and accessing media items is called Pixabay. It's a free website, and it lets you download all kinds of things like images, videos, music, sound effects, etc. And so when you want to insert an audio file such as music or sound effects, you can download it from here and then insert it into your HTML document. Now note that Pixabay also offers video files, right? And you can download them and insert them using video elements as well in their HTML document. But for this one, we're going to insert a sound effect because that's a type of music file. So the first step is to find a sound effect and download it to the location that you're working with in your project, and then from there you're going to work with it in your HTML. So I'm just going to go ahead and download the first one that I see, this whoosh sound effect. If you go all the way over to the right, you'll see this icon here. When you hover over it, it gives you the option to download. You can just click download. All right, and now this will allow you to save your file to whatever location. In this case, I'm saving it to a folder within my project that I'm calling media. That's where I'm saving all my videos and audios and image files, okay? So I'm just gonna save it there. Now, another thing about Pixabay, when you are using items that you download from there, you always wanna make sure that you attribute that file to its author, so that everyone knows who created it. And so when you do that, Pixabay does provide a way for you to just copy that information. So you see here where it says sound effect by Viral Audio from Pixabay. You can hit the copy option there, and then you can go ahead and paste that into your HTML document, and you can use that to attribute the file that you're going to be using. So I'm going to just move down a few lines, and I'm going to go ahead and insert that attribution information first before I insert the video, just to make sure I have it. And then what I'll do is, audio. And then what I'll do is I'm going to save that, and I'll insert the audio file above it. And then I can go ahead and if I want to change the format of it later, I can, but at least the information is copied and it's there. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to embed the audio file here in the web page. And so that's done using the audio tag. Okay. And so the audio tag has a few options available, and you'll see as you do the reading. But essentially what you want to do is insert the audio tag. You want to insert a reference to that audio file, and then you want to close that audio tag, right? So this is how you do it. You start to type the audio tag, and I'm also going to add one of the attributes here called controls, right? The controls attribute, what it will do is that when someone opens or views the web page, it gives them the option to pause, play, or stop the audio track on the web page. Okay, so that controls gives them that automatically. So we're going to add that. And then here between the opening and closing audio tags, this is where I'm going to insert the reference to the audio file itself. So we start with the word source, right? And then we type the letters SRC equals. So in my example, in my project, I have everything saved in this subfolder over here called media. So I'm going to start to type the word media, right? And then slash. And then when I do that in Visual Studio Code, it will start to show me a list of what's available in that folder. I know that the audio file I want to insert starts with the word descent, whoosh, long, etc. So I can go ahead and click on it. You can also go ahead and type the complete name of the file. And then name of that file is enclosed in double quotes. All right. So then after the name of the file, we're going to type the word type to indicate the type of file that it is, right? And this is an MPEG type file, and we can tell by the file extension that it ends with MP3, right? So for the type attribute for source, I'm going to type the following: audio slash MPEG, and that also is enclosed in double quotes. And then we're going to close off that source attribute, that source reference information. And then after that source information, we also want to insert some text. And again, this goes to accessibility of your web page, but we want to insert some text so that in the event that this audio file doesn't play, that the user knows why it might not be playing. So we're just going to insert a short message here that says something like this: your browser doesn't support the audio elements. Okay, and we have the closing audio tag here, and so we should be good to go for that. Okay, and then for this attribution information, we're just going to put that in between an opening and closing paragraph tag. So let's go ahead and do that. Put an opening tag there, and then we'll put a closing paragraph tag at the end of it. All right, and we're going to save these changes. So now that these changes are saved, let's go back to the web page and let's refresh it and see what we have. Right, and look, it placed it right beside the video, which we don't want to do. So we'll want to move that down. But let's test it out just to make sure the audio file is playing as expected. If we hit the play button, There it is. We do hear an audio effect. So let's just go ahead and touch this up one more time in the code editor. And let's make this audio element sit on its own line by enclosing it in a paragraph tag, right? So we're going to put the opening paragraph tag in front of it, and then we'll put the closing paragraph tag at the end of it. Let's save that change and let's go back to the web page. Let's refresh. Okay, and now we have it looking more like we expect it to look. Instead of sitting next to each other as inline elements, they're paragraphs each on their own line, right? And again, if we test it, we see that the audio file plays, right? Just as expected. It has controls for sound, etc. And the attribution information is displayed below it just as we intended. And notice that it automatically has the link built in because those links were provided when you copied that code from the Pixabay website. Okay, so that is how you would insert media items, such as a video from YouTube or an audio file from Pixabay. And that's also how you make sure that you give credit to the author of the item on Pixabay by including the attribution information provided. So that's how you do it. If you have any questions, just let me know.